Jaina Bosonko, and this is QTV Midday News coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. A fire outbreak at the Bilal Islamic Boarding School in Yundum Coastal Road has claimed the lives of 6 students and left others hospitalized with serious burns. The Minister of Finance has tabled the 2022 budget estimates of revenue and expenditure for consideration by the National Assembly. President Barrow on Saturday held a well-attended rally in Sukuta, where, among other things, he renewed his commitment to his party's alliance with APRC and other parties. In a separate engagement, President Barrow made an unannounced visit to Bakau. In Basse, we hear from the survivor of an alleged kidnap and murder attempt, as well as his rescuer. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us. This is QTV Midday News, and I am Jaina Bosonko. A fire outbreak at the Bilal Islamic Boarding School in Yundum Coastal Road has claimed the lives of 6 students and left others hospitalized with serious burns. At the time of this broadcast, the cause of the inferno is still unknown, and the police are investigating the matter. Bakau has the rest of that.
According to the school authorities, the fire started around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning in this room. The school proprietor denies that it was due to an electric spark, but has yet to establish how the fire started. There was a fire incident in the school at the same time last year, but luckily no fatalities were registered, although there was damage to property. This year, 5 lives were lost at the scene, while the other died at the hospital. Ali Nyasi's brother lost his 9-year-old child, while the second child, a 7-year-old, is in hospital in a critical condition.
Ani mojama mianko suto dimbaye mutabun kono je bare dindi manyin abe torarin bakele bi metembo minto bos dimbaya janile ala nyaada ko ta kono kan kata singo kan.
He was with the younger brother and many others trapped in the fire inside the room. The younger brother is really suffering as we speak because he was badly burned on the face, stomach and legs. He is in a critical condition, but unfortunately his elder brother did not survive. My brother is a pious man, and he took his 2 sons and brought them here to learn the Quran before they grow old. This is so unfortunate and shocking, but we call on the public to support the injured kids and also pray for their quick recovery because they are in serious pain. The school is well known for producing brilliant students graduating with distinction every year, but this tragic incident is unfortunate. By Esa Jawara, the proprietor of the school, tells us how he became aware of the incident.
Alhamdulillah katani kuyat but Allah taala na ko kuke atele yalu muna tunna yake kunu sudu ambe larin tu kibaru yanata iko karambu mo janita nko nyaade.
This really broke my heart, and anything that God desires, we can't do much to stop. I was in bed and received a call around 2 a.m. to be told this unfortunate news. I asked how it happened, but no one could tell me. I came and saw the bodies and quickly rushed to the hospital to see the injured ones. The way I saw them and the level of their injuries, it is truly a shocking sight. This is really a sad moment for all of us, and I just can't express my feelings right now. The parents of the kids that lost their lives are sad, but they are the ones consoling me right now because they know how the school is run and how we take care of their children. For now, I cannot really tell how this fire started. The Islamic boarding school is currently hosting 1,300 students, of which 300 are staying in the school campus, and the 1,000 come daily. After the tragic incident on Sunday, parents came in their numbers to evacuate their kids. The police are carrying on with the investigation. Just as we were preparing to broadcast, we received news of the death of another child admitted at the hospital, taking the death toll to 7. Babukarsi, QTV News.
Very unfortunate situation there. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Now, the Minister of Finance on Monday tabled the 2022 budget estimates of revenue and expenditure for consideration by the National Assembly. The estimates show government prioritizing infrastructure development as well as social services. Mohamed Lamin Choi has the rest of that.
This is the final ordinary session of the National Assembly, the busiest of all, when budget estimates are tabled for consideration and approval. Due to the upcoming presidential election, the Minister of Finance is tabling the 2022 budget estimates of revenue and expenditure earlier than the normal period of at least 30 days before the end of a fiscal year. This year's revenue and grants is projected to be $29.87 billion, a 16% increase from last year, due to what the Finance Minister describes as an increment in project grants, tax and non-tax revenue.
Project grants is envisaged to reach $9.7 billion in 2022 compared to $8.8 billion in 2021. Meanwhile, total tax revenue is projected to reach $13.9 billion in 2022, which is a 14% increase compared to $12.2 billion in 2021.
Government plans to increase spending on infrastructure development, including roads, energy and water, from $4.6 billion in 2021 to $12.16 billion in 2022, and a substantial decrease in current expenditure.
Current non-interest expenditure will be substantially curtailed by 41%, from $19.1 billion in 2021 to $11.3 billion in 2022. The reduction mainly emanates from a reorientation and shift in priorities towards capital expenditures.
Government estimates to spend 20% of its revenue for the 2022 fiscal year on interest payments, reduced domestic and foreign borrowing for deficit and projects financing, and a 4% decline in servicing debt.
Overall, debt service interest payments plus amortization is projected to be $5.74 billion in 2022 from $5.99 billion in 2021, thereby registering a decline of 4%. In terms of financing the deficit, domestic borrowing is projected to decline from $3.31 billion in 2021 to $2.46 billion in 2022.
A total of $2.6 billion of budget support expected from the Gambia's development partners, namely the IMF, the EU, the World Bank, and the African Development Bank, is also factored into the 2022 budget.
The 2022 budget will prioritize social protection measures for vulnerable groups and ensure inclusive growth in the economy. This is in line with the recently launched Program for Accelerated Community Development, PACD, which is again featured in this year's 2022 budget.
According to the Finance Minister, the proposed budget signals government's commitment to ongoing reforms, innovative development financing, and our macroeconomic aspirations for a green, resilient, inclusive economic recovery that addresses the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, debt distress, and climate change. The budget session is adjourned to Saturday, 23rd October. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Mahmoud Lamin Choi there on the 2022 budget estimates. Now, President Adama Barrow on Saturday held a well-attended rally in Sukuta, where he renewed his commitment to his party's alliance with the APRC and other parties and called for support from Gambians for the development and peace in the country. Mahmoud Lamin Choi.
A turnout of thousands thronged the Sukuta football field to answer to the call for a mega rally featuring supporters of the National People's Party and its alliance partners, most notably the APRC. The party leader of the NPP is given a massive welcome. The meeting provided a platform for various speakers in the coalition with NPP who took advantage of having such a large crowd of supporters to sell their political and development agenda for the country. The APRC executive were in attendance and they renewed their commitment to their party's alliance with the NPP ahead of the December presidential elections.
APRC bena party leader la am bena secretary general la am moy right honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta 85% APRC ñu ngi suñ gannaaw alliance bi ak NPP ak led coalition.
Among the speakers at this meeting was Dr. Njogu Ba, a former Secretary General of the Civil Service and Minister responsible for presidential affairs in the previous government. The former SD showered praises on President Barrow, who he brands patriotic, patient, peaceful, constructive and democratic.
President Barrow dafa am lo xamne daf ñu ko defal ñun wa ñoomi.
For us, the people of Nyomi, the president has done something for us, which for over 50 years we have sought without results. That is our Hakalang Road, which we were so worried about and tired of due to its condition. Today, that challenge has finished and people are in peace. The president's former agriculture minister, Omar Oje Jallow, was among the speakers who stressed President Barrow's commitment to democracy, peace and development and encourages Gambians to elect him for a second term. If you elect him for a second term, the beautiful work he is doing, God willing, he will deliver 10 times more than that in the interest of the country, the people, peace for the people, progress of the people. That is his wish and the wish of us all. Hamad Nkeba, the Minister of Tourism, highlights President Barrow's development record in roads and bridges across the country, the provision of social services and the strengthening of democracy in the Gambia during his first mandate.
But we will never relent to make sure we do the right thing and do whatever we do, Gambia come first, because that's what our leader believe and that's what this government stands for, and we will always do the right thing for the people of this country.
The meeting witnessed Ambassador at Large for Business and Investment, Lamin Sima, presenting keys to the president for 2 vehicles he has donated to women councillors supporting the NPP. President Barrow thanks his supporters for attending the meeting in large numbers and the APRC for staying committed to the alliance with his party, particularly the Fabakary Tombong Jatta-led executive. The president, who is the NPP Secretary General, also pledges his full commitment to the NPP-APRC alliance. I have always said that one can claim ownership of a party, but to claim that I own the people is false. Nobody owns anyone. The Gambian people have decided that they are in support of the coalition to cast their votes for me. That is what you have shown today. In his address to the meeting, the president weighs in with his contribution to peace and development in the Gambia since the dawn of his administration. Since I became the president of the Gambia, I brought peace and tranquility, and it is my wish for peace to continue to prevail in this country. And it is that peace that will continue. I am a man of peace, and anyone who loves peace and is a Gambian, support me. On infrastructure development, President Barrow mentioned the school and roads constructed in Suguta and promised the construction of more roads linking Suguta to Wulinkama Kolole and plans for the enforcement of Bladrikunda-Suguta Road with street lights and drainage. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
From that story by Momodu Lamin Choi, we will now go for a short commercial break. And when we come back, tuning in, you're watching QTV Midday News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, Barrow on Sunday took time off from his weekend break to make an unannounced casual visit to the community of Bakau, where his government is rehabilitating some critical roads. The president also visited in the coastal settlement. Alusise has the rest of that.
The people of Bakau were not just surprised and elated by the unannounced visit, but seeing President Barrow driving himself without a noticeable convoy wowed them and attracted the attention of many.
On a bull block traffic Albeñadi, Alnimbala. Kortande, Sukolongo. Thank you.
Happy to see you.
Ndesilo lejibe kabriya start pour ka concret. Lofto lejibe bari bidala me fudala fo kaji kali. Bambolia. Thank you.
President Barrow inspected the ongoing road construction within Bakau to ease the movement of people and vehicles. He also visited the protected Kajikali Crocodile Pond, a site that continues to attract several visitors, including tourists from around the world. The Kajikali Sacred Crocodile Pool is known by local Gambians for its healing powers and as a place where people come to pray for blessings. It is sometimes seen as a place of last resort for infertile women who wish to conceive. The president also visited the Kajikali Museum, open to the public in 2004, and has on display a collection of about 1,000 historic artifacts kept in 4 African round huts, which details the history of the Bakau area and displays cultural objects from many of the ethnic groups of the Gambia. The exhibits are divided into various sections: local crafts, music, agriculture, initiation rites, and traditional medicine. President Barrow said the unannounced visit, one of the many he had embarked on, was meant to privately interact with the people and enjoy the traffic.
I'm fun, you know. Sometimes don't want to correct state house.
He applauded the people of Bakau for the love and support manifested. He hails them for being peaceful people. The president intends to embark on similar visits to other communities. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
Good to see President Adama Barrow in the streets of Bakau. Now, Direct Aid International, Gambia's office, in collaboration with Al-Basar International Foundation and the National Eye Health Program, on Monday began a week-long free eye camp, cataract, at the Benzina Clinic in Bakote. Omar Pijalo attended the opening and he fastened this report.
To combat blindness in Africa and the Gambia in particular, the Islamic organization Direct Aid has set up a free eye camp at the Ibn Sina Clinic in Bakote to treat cataracts and other eye diseases for those residing in the Gambia. Many eye patients here today have come from different parts of the country. In his opening statement, the Direct Aid Country Director Abdulatif Urahu said the eye camp is targeting people with eye problems regardless of race, tribe or religions. He said the eye camp is free for patients for any eye operation during the week-long clinic.
This free camp has been running in the Gambia for several years and will still be in the future, inshallah, as thousands of Gambians have benefited and will benefit in the future from the services of highly qualified surgeons operating within a worldwide program to fight against blindness in the Muslim world.
The Al-Bashar International Foundation's camp manager, Fakhruddin Daha, informed journalists that Direct Aid, in collaboration with Al-Bashar International Foundation, have been giving free medical aid to Gambians for over a decade, and that they are always happy to come back and give helping hand to the Gambians.
I also thank the government of Gambia, all the relevant authorities who have been cooperating with us, helping us and facilitating these services. In fact, this service is not only a job of any particular NGO, or this is a teamwork which is being done with the help of all the local authorities.
Muskeba Sonko, the Executive Director NGO's Affairs Agency, described the eye camp as a miracle for the healing of these patients with many years of eye-associated problems and suffering, and give an assurance of government's continuous support and partnership.
The partnership between you and Al-Bashar, we pray that at least the partnership be strengthened for you to have a fruitful working relationship. The country needs such programs like this. We are proud that at least you are continuing your operation in the country.
Sajo Kanye, the program manager with the National Eye Health Program at the Ministry of Health, said like most of the patients in the eye camp, he is optimistic of a cure. Kanye thanked Direct Aid and Al-Bashar International for complementing government's efforts in making eye health accessible and affordable for every Gambian.
We appreciate the services, and all this is geared towards providing comprehensive and quality eye care services to the people and ensuring that eye care services are brought to the doorsteps of our people. Majority of the people who are coming here, if you look at them, they are coming from all the regions. If they didn't come here, it is us who have to go and meet them in their community and provide them services. So if you have partners that are coming into the country, providing free services to the people, I think is commendable. Providing cataract service in this country, you have to pay at least 1,500 for you to have a successful cataract surgery.
The camp is targeting to screen 5,000 eye patients, out of which 500 patients will be treated by surgical procedures to combat blindness in the country. The organization plans to rotate the second week of the eye camp by going to Farafenni in the North Bank region. The free surgical camps to combat blindness also distributed glasses to correct patients' vision. Reporting for KTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Over the weekend, reports emerged of an attempt to kidnap and murder of a 13-year-old boy at Alumhari village in Basse, URR. Our crew in URR went there to investigate the matter. Alaji A.F. Jallo files in this report.
Early on Sunday morning, we got a tip-off of the kidnapping and attempted murder of a 13-year-old boy on the outskirts of Alumhari village in Basse. Our inquiries led us to Alaji Cissé, an eyewitness to the incident, who agreed to speak to us.
May sant Yalla yonent bi ndax mo jara sant ak ñaar wajuri ndax Yalla mo dogal pour ñu mëna gis xalé bi ci do doon démé ni man dama demone.
I thank Allah. It is the will of Allah that the boy is safe. I was on my way to Dembakunda village. On my way going, I suspected that my mobile phone had fallen from my pocket. Upon my return to search for it, when I reached Alumhari Johnson through the backway road, my other phone rang. I stood to receive the call and noticed some movement in the grass. Though maybe children stole a goat and were about to slaughter it in the bush, I did not hesitate. I came down slowly towards the scene, and to my shock, I saw this boy tied up with ropes. His hands and legs were all tied up. His face was covered, and a thick cloth was stuffed into his mouth. I thought twice about touching the boy at that moment, as I fear for my own safety. I then asked for help from boys who were playing football at a nearby football field to call the police at Alumhari checkpoint. The police came and cut off the ropes on the boy. The boy said the men who did this to him were armed with knives and daggers. The way I met the victim and the way he was tied up, it looked as if he was just about to be slaughtered. He was just lucky I came at the right time. The kidnappers, I believe, are strangers because where the incident occurred is within the community. These people don't know this environment. I am appealing to government to strengthen the security. Also, parents should monitor their children's movement and not to send their children to isolated areas, as it is risky. The police need to work harder to curb this menace in society. We spoke to, on the side of the victim, Mama Jamba, narrates how he was caught by the kidnappers. My mother asked me to take lunch for my uncle at the village in Alumhari. On my way going through the back way via Alumhari, where I met up with these men dressed in black with their faces covered. They asked where I was heading to, but before I could respond, they gripped and whisked me into the bush, where they tied both my hands and legs, covered my face with a cloth, and forced a thick cloth into my mouth. I struggled to call for help, but could not, because these were strong men. All of them had knives in their hands. When these criminals heard a noise nearby, they became scared and ran away into the bush, leaving me tied up on the floor. That was when someone saw me and called the police to come and rescue me. The victim's father was shocked and almost lost for words, but managed to share a few words with us. I got the information through a phone call and went to the scene with a heavy heart. I could not even walk and was taken to the scene on a motorcycle. I was totally confused and dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. This type of thing is not common here in Basse, and I am really shocked I have lived here for over 20 years, and such an incident has never happened. I want to appeal to the government to help with security so that people can go about their business freely. To the parents, I say all of us have to be watchdogs now and always be vigilant. This is scary. We are no longer safe, even in daylight. This is serious. Although they would not speak on camera, sources close to the police confirmed that such an has been reported to them. The traumatized victim was later taken to the Basse District Hospital for a medical checkup. Thankfully, the boy is in good shape and the matter is with the Basse Police Station for further investigation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji F. Jallo.
I'm afraid that is all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching. Join us at 8 p.m. for more news. Bye for now.